Hi, I'm Daryl, and this is...
I'm Tim.
And this is the cocktail hour here on the World on Wheels. And we are going to do a taste test between a couple of different ales today. Tim, what's an ale?
An ale is a beer that's been bottom fermented, warm temperature.
Right, as opposed to a lager, which would be top fermented cold, such as Coors. You know, they always talk about how it's always brewed cold and never warmed up. Ale is different. Ale is an older style of beer, and it is made to be brewed warm and fermented warm. And so that's what we're going to have today is a couple of ales. And did you know, Tim, that back in the day, for Lent, because we're doing this video during Lent right now, and you know how all kinds of monasteries in Europe brew beer? Mm-hmm. You know why?
Why?
Because back in the old days, for Lent, they would give up all food and only drink water and have ale, or their beer. So, you want to give up everything and just have beer for Lent?
Not really.
No? Okay. Alright, so today we're going to have two different ales. And we have here is the Arrogant Bastard Ale, which is brewed by the Stone Brewing Company in Escondido, California, who also happens to brew my wife's new favorite beer, which is a couple of sour ales that we tried up in Ojai last week that she really liked. And then we have the Mission Street Ale, which is actually brewed by Firestone Walker Brewery up in Paso Robles, California. Okay, so which one would you like to try first, Tim?
Let's go with the Mission Street.
The Mission Street? Okay, so we're going to try the Mission Street Ale. It's the Mission Street Brown Ale. And this is available at Trader Joe's. I don't know if it's available at other places, but you can get it there. So let's give it a little pour and let's see how the head develops on that, okay? Alright, so there we go. A nice dark brown ale. And just a little bit of a head there. Okay, not a great big head, but a little bit of one there. So we'll go ahead and try that, Tim, and tell me what kind of taste you have in that.
That one kind of a little bit bitter, but also like very light at the same time.
Yeah, you could taste the hops. You could really taste the hops in there, but you know, just at the point where I think it's going to overpower the beer, it stops. And just you do have like a nice, crisp, clean kind of finish to it. Here, try that again. Have any other taste in there that you can figure out?
Other than yeast.
Well, I don't really taste yeast, but there's a little bitterness to it, but it's like I think so it's not overpoweringly bitter, just to the point of being that way, but not quite. Okay, so that's the Mission Street Ale. Now we're going to go with the Arrogant Bastard. I love that name. Okay. And like I said, this is brewed down in Escondido, which is just north of San Diego. Let's go ahead and see what kind of head that develops. Pretty much about the same head. What would you say? Maybe a little bit bigger. Well, than this one, maybe a little bit bigger. This one's died down, but this one's about that big one, Kim. And what about the color? Do they look the same? One a little darker, a little lighter?
This one looks, the Arrogant Bastard looks a little lighter.
A little lighter in color, huh? Okay. All right, so let's give it a shot, Tim. Tell me what you think.
That one is a little bit more rough.
Hoppier. Yep.
Hoppier, yeah.
You do really taste more of the hops in that one. I don't know if it quite has the bitterness of the Mission Street, but you do taste the hops more. So if you're not
it's a little bit more bitter than.
Yeah, it does have a bitterness to it. You really taste those hops a lot. That's right. One more there. Okay. So that's the Arrogant Bastard. What do you think when that tastes? Taste any more from that?
No, not really.
Not really? Go. So which one do you like better?
I think I'd have to go with the Mission Street.
The Mission Street? Yeah, it's a little smoother, huh? Okay, and I'll tell you something else. We bought these beers today to get ready for this tasting. You can see the bottles are exactly the same size. What's the, how many ounces are in that bottle? Can you help me out here? What does it say down there? 1 pint?
1 pint, 6 fluid ounces.
Okay, so that's 20-ounce bottles available at Trader Joe's. This was $3.99 a bottle. This was $1.99 a bottle. So you could get 2 of these for the price of 1 of those. And you say you like this one better, right? Okay, so there you go. We got our brown ales today with the Arrogant Bastard and the Mission Street Brown Ale. And Tim and I both agree that this one's a little bit better. Not quite as overpowering as the Arrogant Bastard. It's still a bit hoppy and just on the edge of bitterness. Alright, that's it. Thank you for joining us. This has been Daryl and Tim for
The Cocktail Hour on the World on Wheels. Cheers.
See you next week. Bye-bye. Now that one.
Did you cut yourself?
I did. Is it bleeding again?